Welcome to At Home with Anita Rosner. If you've never been here before, it's nice to meet you. If you are a regular subscriber or a regular visitor who should subscribe, welcome back. Today is a special day because it is my husband's birthday, and everyone should have their favorite cake on their birthday, and his is carrot cake. So that's what we're making today. I will put the full recipe down in the description, but let's just get started. We need 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Now, I've said many times, when you measure your flour, you must scoop and sweep to make sure that it is the correct amount. To the flour, we're adding 2 cups of sugar. We'll add 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And everything you make needs a little pinch of salt, so we're going to use half a teaspoon of salt. These are our dry ingredients, and now we're just going to whisk them together. In our second bowl, we're going to lightly beat 4 eggs. To the eggs, we're adding 3/4 of a cup of neutral oil. You can use vegetable oil or canola oil, and 3 cups of shredded carrots. Now, you can save yourself some time by purchasing them pre-shredded in the supermarket, but fresher is better. Just saying. We're also adding a half cup of toasted pistachio nuts that are roughly chopped, and half a cup of golden raisins that have been soaking in orange juice. So we're going to drain off most of the orange juice and just leave a tiny bit for that added moisture, because we don't want a dry cake. It smells great already. And now we add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients. Incidentally, my oven is preheating at 350, and I have prepared 2 9-inch cake pans by lining them with parchment and then spraying them with nonstick spray. And I totally forgot to add a scant tablespoon of vanilla paste. If you're using vanilla extract, just use 1 teaspoon. This batter is super duper thick, so make sure you're scraping the bottom so you don't have any dry flour down there. I'm using a spatula to scrape down the sides and the bottom. Yes, we are fully incorporated, ladies and gentlemen. Here we have our 2 prepared cake pans, and you always want to prepare the pans first, because you want to bake your batter as soon as it's ready. So we're going to divide this between the 2. You see how thick that is? We're just eyeballing it. If you want to be super precise, you can measure it out with a measuring cup or a kitchen scale if you really want to go nuts. But this is going to do the job. Just smooth them out a little bit. Give them a little tap. And bake them for 30 to 35 minutes until a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. Our cakes were ready after 30 minutes, so while they're cooling, we're going to make the co-star of the show, the cream cheese frosting. Anybody who loves carrot cake, it's really the frosting they're after. I have in the bowl 1 stick of softened butter, 1 8-ounce block of softened cream cheese, a tablespoon of vanilla paste, and just a pinch of salt. And we're going to cream these together. In this bowl, I have 6 cups of powdered sugar, and we may not use it all. But the main thing I want to say is whenever you add powdered sugar to a stand mixer, you're asking for trouble because it just makes an incredible mess. So we're going to try a little hack today. So we'll add 1 cup Already it's making a mess. And then I'm going to hold this piece of foil around. Let's see if this works. I think we're onto something. So you'll keep adding a cup at a time until you get down to about 2 cups. And then you're going to check the consistency and decide whether or not you need to add any more. I'm just going to scoop this into another bowl. It's perfect. So that I can clean up while the cakes are cooling. And then we'll be ready to frost it. Our cakes have finished cooling. They smell so good. So now we're going to frost them. Always add just a little bit of frosting to your cake plate so that your cakes don't slide. And we're going to go flat side down. First we'll frost between the layers. And as you can see, this is not a tall cake. If you want a tall cake, you would have to double the recipe and make 4 layers. But there's going to be so few of us celebrating this birthday. Just our pod, so we don't need so much cake. Then this layer goes flat side up. And this is where we're going to add a crumb coat, which is the thin layer that goes around the outside. It doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to frost over it. Now that the crumb coat is done, it goes in the fridge for 10 minutes and then we can finish it up. Our crumb coat had a chance to firm up. So now we'll add the final layer. I was looking through my pantry for something to decorate this cake with, and I really don't have anything. I have some pecans or pecans, wherever you hail from. I may or may not use them, I don't know. We might go the less is more route on this. Maybe we'll just do a couple of swirlies on top. That's pretty. Going to put the remainder of the frosting in a resealable plastic bag. At the tip, cut like 1/8 of an inch slit right at the corner, going one way, and then you're going to cut it, same thing, going the other way, which is like on the seam. Let's see if this worked. Yes. We just created a pastry bag. Gives it a little pizzazz, right? Maybe we'll do a couple on top. Why not use a couple of pecans? pecans. Leave room in the middle for a candle or two, or 58. All right, so there is your homemade, beautiful, delicious carrot cake. We're going to keep it in the fridge until it's time to serve. And I hope you enjoy it. Happy birthday to my delightful, darling husband. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.